City, next station stop.
The crazy with the heat credit is no good for a notion salesman.
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an Anvil salesman. Does your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anyone else.
River City. River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the pickins and the firkins.
Cash for the hog's head, cask and demijohn, cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where to get
What do
it?
you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, 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 you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you wanna, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory. Why, it's the Model T Ford made the trouble, made the people want to go, want to get up and go 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's going to patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get
What do you
it?
talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get
You can
it?
talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you wanna, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit makes trouble. You need a put the crackers in a package The you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mayor pouch cut plug torn by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hog's head cast and demijohn, gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan, gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill!
Hill?
No!
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman. Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or do you need a biscuit in a sanitary package with a Model T Ford? Just a minute. Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his
Or
line.
a doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big hog, gray coat, necker nothing, ripcord, every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line. What's his line?
He's a fake kid. He doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town, and the rat-a-tat drums, and the big brass bass, and the piccolo, uniform suit, with shiny gold braid on the coat, and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a Jew's harp.
No, the fellow sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he gathers and he dallies and he plucks and he shines, and when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the line in Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in this state. What?
Well, if you're all through talking, I'll tell you about Harold Hill. You know Harold Hill. Never saw him before in my life, but I know this much. He is giving every one of us a black eye.
Oh?
When he gets through working the town over, the next salesman to come through is automatically tarred, feathered, and run out to the city limits on a rail. You think it's funny? Well, wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back. You see, in order to sell band instruments and band uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach them kids how to play.
Well, stands to reason.
And to form them kids into a band with himself as the leader? Well, what's wrong with that? You don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. You can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'm going to catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger. And when I do, I'm going to squeal on him so loud. You know, this territory is tough enough as it is without him fouling up the nest.
Charlie, I never seen you this mad. I sure would like to be around when you catch up with this Hill fella.
Well, I'm not up to catch up with him. Not out here now, anyway. Not on your kidney plaster. What? Even the great Professor Hill wouldn't try to sell these neck-bone Hawkeyes out here. What?
Gentlemen, you intrigue me.
Huh?
I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it.
Good morning, Mershin.
Yeah, it is if you want to go around in your drawers all day.
And there I was in Madison High. Nobody come to see me. Cousin Will never come. Aunt Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. She wouldn't have come anyway.
We can be cold as a ball in the winter in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so by God's power we can stand touching noses for a week at a time. We never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirt and go back to go with it. If your cross should happen to die. So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us. Even though we may not ever mention it again, we really ought to get Iowa. Lost Guy, Iowa. Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mason City, Keokuk, Graves, Clear Lake. Ought to give Iowa a try.
Mr. Squire? Yes. Guess I'm interested in a rig for Sunday, if you could accommodate me.
Well, then I expect you'd better speak to the fellow who's in charge of hiring rigs, who is late as usual. Oh, shoot.
Marcellus! You old son of a gun, what are you doing, hey? But Greg! Professor Hill's the name. Hill.
Whoa! But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know it was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tag town like this? You were a pretty big slipper when you were in business with me.
Yeah, well, there's too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl.
Ethel Toppelmeyer. She's the boss's niece.
Darn legitimate, huh?
Eh. I knew you'd come to no good. Hey! So what's the new pitch? No, you're not back in the band business again? I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
Well, what happened?
Someone actually invented one.
No. Now, give me the lowdown here, Mars. You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we've got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked. Male or female? The music teacher? Well, she's also the librarian. female.
Perfect. That's just what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
Yeah, I will. So, how you gonna start the new pitch?
Same old way. Just keep that music teacher off balance. And then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
Hell, but Greg, River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band.
Yeah.
You remember? Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Oh, the other day a farmer come in from the north side of town, had an egg, had 3 yolks in it. It was in the paper.
Oh, that's exciting! But what did people talk about?
There ain't much to talk about. Well, the billiard parlor just put in a new pool table.
They've never had a pool table here before.
No, only billiards.
That'll do! See you later, Morris. Oh, and don't forget, music teacher.
Yeah, music teacher.
Mr. Dunlop?
Yeah?
Either you are closing your eyes to a situation which you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Help cultivate more sense and a cool head and a key. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-time game. I say that any move can take and shove a ball in any pocket, and I call that small. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. Say first it's a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle, and the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit and listening to some big out-of-town Jasper here to tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on damn hatch, make your blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I do. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table, pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say, your young men will be frittering away their noontime, summertime, tour time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled or the screen door patched or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping in your water till your parents are caught with a sister empty on Saturday night. Now that's trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm talking about the kids in the knickerbocker shirt-tail young ones digging in the pool hall, interrupting the school, got trouble. Folks right here at River City, trouble with a capital P, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents, and I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They'll be trying out Vivos, trying out Cubans, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the Armory. Libertine men and scarlet women, ragtime. Shameless music doesn't drag your son, your daughter to the arms of a jungle animal instinct mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble. Oh, we got trouble. Right here in the city. T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We surely got trouble. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Our children will have trouble. Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebubble his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz-bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell and so's your old man. Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble. Oh, we got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here in River City. That rhymes with P and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We surely got trouble. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here. Remember the Maine.
wonderful evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh? Who?
I never saw him before.
Oh, did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Oh, of course not, Mama. Now, don't dawdle, Amaryllis. Don't Lorraine, give me a little slow piece with the fingers curved and nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, I don't think it would have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
Oh, what, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither is anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But, darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the other highfalutin Greek.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
Now, I haven't changed the subject. I was speaking of that stranger. With the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I allow a common measure now? Really, Mama, I got my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind me saying so, there's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to that blend of hope. Finally, sit pat and overwhelmed so you can contemplate for yourself on your Irish imagination, or I was stubborn and then you're rather as a box.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Now, is that any way to come into a house?
Hello.
Oh, now that won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from me, boy. The lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, where are your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like you to come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis has asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
Now, Winthrop, you know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his list. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you. I won't. Amaryllis! Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps?
It's not just because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
But what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he doesn't talk very much.
That to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do hear it every night. I say goodnight to him over the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it, too. Well, it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, now, dear, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll never old babe like you. I'm sorry, Miss Deary. Can I put my coffee in peace?
May I?
Can I put my coffee in peace?
You may.
See, Sam, sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight from the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Shining its brightest
McKechnie Shin for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticon slides. Think about it, J.C. And to Ethel Toffelmeyer, our fine player, piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you, River citizens, to the annual 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here in the Madison Gymnasium, account of the weather. 4 score. And... the members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watan Yi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, My Wife. In which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will take a leading part.
In the Indian tongue. Oh. Ina Tina Tether.
Who set off that cracker?
I wouldn't leave if I was you. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. 4 score. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, the last days of Pompeii, will take place in case the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be over to Madison Picnic Park in the far manor across the creek from the pest house.
Well, can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict that?
That sure did, Ewart. That's why we all prepared for rain.
The Gazette is accurate. Most of
Order!
Number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
Oh, she's late, all right. She's right on time.
Will the members of the school board please stop bickering in public?
Oh, no, I said nothing.
Never mind. Sit down. 4 score.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yep, that's what I heard.
Now, just a minute.
Well, is it a pool table or isn't
Will
it?
you kindly allow me to get on with the exercises?
Oh, we don't want any more exercises till we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children.
Protect our children.
Resist sin and corruption.
Resist sin and corruption.
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Pure boys, pure boys.
Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys Band. Oh, thank you, my friends, fascinating. Hey, whatever, hope to compete with the gold trombone. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho? Oh, Bill, your folly walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I say a boys band, do you hear me? I say River City's got to have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's going to have a boys band as sure as the Lord made little green apples. And that band's going to be in uniform. Uniform? Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred, and you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. You'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets. Da-da-da! Oh. And you'll feel something akin to the electric electric thrill I once enjoyed. Bryn Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on that very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. Copper-bottom timpani and horse platoon. Thundering for the local drag. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons. Big bassoons, having his big fat shake. 50 mounted cannon in the battery. Thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
Men, this calls for emergency action. That man's a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people get so excited since the night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle.
It wasn't any big
I want that man's credentials. Grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up Mrs. Shin.
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does. Gee, Clyde, let me go.
You wild kid, you. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers, lives south of town. You wild kid, you tagging along after my oldest girl on Main Street last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together. Geely Clyde.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing, my little Gracie Senior. And I'm warning you. You stay away from my oldest girl. You'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Gil, I'll talk to you about this band thing first thing Monday morning. Over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credential.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. Well, he's tough, and he's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor. That's for the little kids.
Oh, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it a couple of times.
You did? You're my man. Do you realize no one has ever invented a music holder for the marching piccolo player? No place to hang the music.
Geely Clyde. I wonder where I could get some wire from.
Look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire. Oh, and Tommy?
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady. Yes. What's your name?
It's Anita. I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me. God.
Do you know Tommy Gila?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort the young lady home.
Well, except I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. God.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Yee, God.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow.
Well.
You made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
Well, the mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That Zanita? Why, she's the mayor's eldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor. We need your credentials. Academic certificate.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
Make him put up a bond.
A bond?
What am I hearing you say?
Ice cream. Ice cream? But I don't sing, young man, if that's what you're about.
Okay, just talk then.
Down here. Ice cream. Talk slow. Ice cream.
You see, singing is merely sustained talking. Now you turn. Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Ladies, from now on you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Professor, now you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be any
Sin in sin, sin. Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair. In farewell, dear, while one single star shines above, how can there be any sin, sin?
the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall.
I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of Art 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as some people in this town. And I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in the library that might give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Greg.
Oh, hi, Mars. And don't call me Greg.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. So, Harold, how'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, did you cut the swat tonight. You know, for a minute there, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. You remember? Just like you used to imitate that band concert fella back in Joplin.
Yeah. That's kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. You just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It used to only take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Oh, it still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
The uniform?
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? You're gonna have... Wait a minute, Greg. You're not gonna be able to pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Oh, Mars, now...
Greg, you don't know one note from another.
I have a revolutionary new method called the think system. Well, you don't bother with notes.
Well, yeah, but in 4 weeks, people are going to want to hear the music. I mean, you're going to have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. And now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
Yeah, you're going to line yourself up a little canoodling, huh? So,
Yeah.
I can fix you up with Ethel's sister. Yeah, she's a lovely girl. She teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever. Listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity. Merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine guts. No, sir, for no Diana do I play thought. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sad of it, wise a girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby, no baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you'll see. I flinch, I shy, when the laughs with the delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with the touch of sin walks in. I hope, I pray, for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girls and girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
You've met our mayor's wife, Miss Eulalie McTechnician. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Well, I couldn't say.
Oh.
No, I could not say. I definitely could not say at this time. Now, my husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music plans include a committee on the dance. And look, again?
What did I do?
Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, I have a bunion here that bothers me.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm! What expression of line and movement!
Mr. Hill.
Oh, Mrs. Shin, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the Classic Dance. Mustn't she, ladies? Never you can make Mrs. Shin who speaks Del Sar. Will you?
Oh, well, I don't know what to
Say yes.
Oh, ukulele McKechnie Shin dancing.
Then you accept.
Well, yes, indeed. And I would like to say
Thank you. And now the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Carew, I believe. Well, she is a librarian.
Pick a little chocolate, pick a little chocolate, chick, 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 have a lot, pick a little more, pick a little chocolate, pick a little chocolate, chick, 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 have a lot, pick a little more, pick a little chocolate, pick a little chocolate, chick, 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 have a lot, pick a little more, pick a little chocolate, pick a little chocolate, chick, 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 chick.
Oh, Miss Lester, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
She also Bradley.
Oh, and the worst thing, of course, I should say is...
I'll tell them, don't like me, let me help you. I think I should go here
I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who didn't have a friend in this town until she came here. Old miser Madison.
Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? That miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. He gave the town a library, too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
Oh, yes, but he left all the books to her.
And she was seen going and coming from his
Oh, yes, that woman laid brazen over to him. She had a golden flint eye and a silver jacket, just belt her down and gave him a loaded dance. Hold his stick, he'll follow his heart. He left River City, the library building, but he left no building to her. Chaucer, Bradley.
Just a minute here. We need your credentials. Oh, of course. I have just what you want up in the hotel. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Farewell, ladies. It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You were probably very young, and anyone can make a mistake. Please, no apologies, no explanations. I'll only be in town a short while, and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
Oh, I already have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian! The librarian! You're not listening. Look. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them. No! Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer homes brigade men had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. What can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on the floor unnoticed, but my body had turned to bread.